a really hard time deciding what game to start with on my journey to YouTube. A bit of context, up until recently my main focus was TikTok. For over a year I posted almost exclusively on that app, only toying around with YouTube. Recently my account was banned for showing a game on the Nintendo eShop. No gameplay, just the shop screen. Needless to say, it made my decision pretty easy. I'll still have a presence there, but I'm moving on to long-form content. Like probably many of you, I have a massive backlog. I buy a lot of games with the intent to play, but life often dictates our habits. I've focused on indie games and shorter experiences, not just because I wanted fresh content for the Clock app, but because I'm a parent and long 40-hour epic RPGs are a bit more difficult with a 6-year-old. RPGs are usually the main course in my video game diet. I play a lot of games and have a pretty large library, but that's where I gravitate. Don't worry though, this isn't an RPG exclusive channel. Octopath Traveler is a game that was on my radar immediately. The HD 2D visual style was a breath of fresh air. You don't have to look very hard to find old school inspired role-playing games. So this was a nice change in visual style. The main hook of the game is in the title, Octopath, meaning 8 paths. There are 8 main protagonists, each with their own regions and story. When you begin the game, you actually get to pick which character to start with, and after completing the intro, you're free to discover the others at your own pace. The game has clear indicators to help you not wander into over-leveled areas, giving you just enough direction so that you're not blindly trying to figure out what to do. I decided to start with Cyrus the Scholar. He teaches at the Royal Academy in Atlasdan. With a passion for knowledge and teaching, his first chapter shows him in front of a large map, teaching 2 young women, one of whom is actually royalty. Each character has an introduction chapter which fills you in on who they are and what set them on their journey. What surprised me about Octopath Traveler is its sense of humor. This isn't all serious doom and gloom. Cyrus's first chapter takes tongue-in-cheek influences from Sherlock Holmes, and you end up having to solve a mystery that sets up his story. So we have a solid intro, great visuals, multiple character options, and great music. But what about the battle system? Even the best looking and sounding RPG can fall flat if the battle system is subpar. But luckily, Octopath Traveler succeeds in this area. Octopath Traveler has a turn-based battle system, and it may seem familiar. Bravely Default uses a somewhat similar mechanic, and that's not a coincidence. The 2 producers who started the development on Octopath also developed both Bravely Default games on the 3DS. You can store what are essentially extra turns. One action, such as attacking or using an item, costs nothing. If you use only that base action, you'll see a little indicator next to the character's name start to fill up. Later on in the battle, you can use these stored turns, up to 3 in a row, for some truly devastating attacks. So we have all of the basic building blocks of a good RPG. So what makes a good RPG great? This is probably the best time to explain how Why You Should Play will work here on YouTube. Every opinion about a game is subjective. What one person thinks is great, another person thinks is just okay. I've been a gamer for decades, and in that time there have been plenty of magazines and websites that told me a game was amazing, and I just wasn't that into it. Worse though, is when a game is covered poorly, or not at all. Some of my favorite games of all time were games I found on my own, sometimes by accident. The thing that bugs me the most is numbered game review scores. So many great games just fall through the cracks because its overall metascore was in the 70s or 60s. Why You Should Play is designed to be a resource, a place where you can go and get enough information about a game to decide whether you should invest your time and money into it. You're not going to like every game I post about, and that's okay, but I bet I can help you find a game that you'll love. Each video will be a chapter in a series. I'll post about each game as I play through it, letting you get a good impression without ruining the game plot or any surprises. So why post about a 4-year-old RPG? Well, soon we'll be getting a prequel coming to mobile platforms, so a lot of people will be looking at Octopath Traveler for the first time. Mainly though, this was a great way to finally play through and finish the game myself. I hope you'll come and join me here at WYSP. My first goal is to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and I need your help to do it. You can also check me out on TikTok at WYSP, where I post almost daily. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of each other, gamers. I'll see you soon.